Welcome back inside the Suburban Ford 7 Sports Cave. Hope you hopped on back. See, I pulled it
Getting
full circle.
ridiculous.
It is getting ridiculous.
Really is.
There's so many good puns on Easter Sunday that you just have to. Let's open up the first egg here in our true and false. God, that was good too. Justin Upton, will he be a difference maker in 2016? True or false? Rod?
I'm going to say true. I think he can add to that lineup. We're uncertain about what Victor Martinez, because of those injuries, and how much he's going to be able to contribute. So you need to have that 2, 3, 4, 5, that center of the order. If you have Justin Upton hitting that 2 slot right behind Kinsler, I think he can set the table for that middle of the order.
I would agree with that. I mean, he is heating it up a little bit late here in the spring at 2 homers yesterday. This is the guy they paid a lot of money. They're going to count on him, obviously, at the plate, but in the field as well. Is he Cespedes in the field? Absolutely not. But you know what? I think Justin Upton was a huge acquisition to this team, and I think he's going to pay dividends.
He has to pay dividends if this team wants to get to that 90 wins I've already put them down for. All right, next,
Lofty.
True or false subject. All right, let's talk a little bit about Justin Verlander. True or false? He returns to JV form in 2016.
I mean, are we talking 2011 form, or are we talking last year's form? Last year, he started to round it back into form. And again, coming off some injuries, it's going to take time before he gets back to all of his pitches working and him having control of them in just about every outing. I think he's going to be really good this year. I don't know if he gets back to that Cy Young MVP type form. I think he'll just be really, really solid for them in the #1 spot.
I would agree, too. I mean, listen, you never want to buy into excuses. And, it did seem like when people said, oh, the core surgery, maybe it was an excuse. But he has proven last year, he's had a decent spring, allowed 3 runs through 5 innings yesterday. But, he's proven that he does seem healthy by the 15-16 starts he had last year. So I think, A, for the Tigers to be successful, they need Justin Verlander to be good. And B, I believe he's going to be good. Now, as Rod said, he's not going to be 2011 good. But, I think when push comes to shove, maybe top 10 in the Cy Young. Is that too much to ask?
Did you just minimize core muscle surgery?
I did.
I
did.
I like you
did.
You did the whole reaction to it too.
But my core's a little softer.
Too many chocolate bunnies.
Peeps.
They just buzzed me. They didn't like that one either. All right, next one. True or false? The rotation is not a concern.
False.
They set me up for that one.
False. I mean, that's the biggest false you can do. I mean, you could change that to the rotation is a concern. Again,
Then you'd go true.
Well, behind Verlander and Zimmerman, there are a lot of question marks. Sanchez last week, no hits through 5 innings, looked really good. But again, spring training, you can't really derive a lot from that. When we get to the regular season, he has those first couple of starts. Ask me again, and I'll tell you if there are those same concerns. But even the 4 or 5 starters, I'm not really convinced that those are going to be guys that you can count on. This isn't a few years ago when you had Doug Fister as your number 4 or number 5 guy. You're going to have some question marks here, and until you can get a couple of those answered, there's a big question mark there.
Daniel Norris going down and not being ready for the start of the regular season also going to be concerning because he was supposed to be that maybe 4 or 5 guy, but you have Pelfrey now moving up into the 4 spot when you're kind of going, well, he was supposed to just be the 5.
Well, they see something in Pelfrey. They paid him $8 million. The numbers point out. So they like Mike Pelfrey. I will say this, you're right about Daniel Norris. The big key for me is Anibal Sanchez. If he's healthy, life is good. If he's not, I think he had problems.
Anibal. We're changing his name here on the Suburban Ford
How you
7
say
Sports
it?
Cave. Anibal? Anibal!
No, Anibal. That's what I said.
Anibal.
Anibal.
Anibal. Get on Twitter right now and put your thought process in on how to pronounce Annibal.
Anibal.
I am unable to contribute to this part of the conversation.
Ask the Analyst is next. Use that hashtag 7SportsCave. Oh, yeah, there almost. Ow. We'll be back in a second. I got to get my core muscles right.